Hi, this is Mohammed Zaman from NC National Cloud Technologists Association. We're teaching the Cloud Master class at NJIT. So I figured out I'll give you guys one of the training how to use the public key and private key to access Amazon Cloud. And we're going to launch a VM at AWS, which is Amazon Web Services. And from there, you will get to see that how we actually connect to it. So first of all, we go to aws.amazon.com, and once we get there, we would sign into console, and you will have your username and password. So you should come to this. In my case, I get to see a lot of things at this moment. It also changes, so don't be shocked if there are some of the elements that changes here. Now we're going to go to EC2, which is Elastic Compute 2, where all those virtual machines can be seen. So once you get to EC2, there are a few steps that we need to take. What are the steps? So first step is we need to create a key pair. And this is the pair of keys that we would be using. One of them would be private key, another one would be public key. So when you build a key pair, AWS would keep the public key with them, and it would also prompt you to download, or it would actually download the private key, which is supposed to be only for you, as we learned before, and it will download that for you in your computer. So you have to keep it in a safe place. So let's go to key pairs on your left hand side under network and security. We are going to create a key pair. So I'll name it NCTA NJIT, and I'm going to call it 2015. So it just created, and you notice that at the bottom right on my left it says NCTA-NJIT-2015 PEM. That is my private key, and my public key is up here already at the console. Now I'm going to go to security group, and I do have two default groups. I'm not going to use those two default groups. I'm going to create one. I'll call it NCTA NJIT. It doesn't have to match, so I'm just going to make it 0001 and call it for our Cloud Master class. Okay, and I do not want that to be for VPC. It doesn't really matter. Based on whatever the compute platform that you have, you can use it for. I'm going to add a rule. What I need to do fundamentally, I need to allow SSH. I am going to allow few others from anywhere. I'm going to allow RDP if I'm trying to connect for Windows. In this particular case, we're not going to connect using Windows. And sometimes if there are VM appliances, we might have to connect through HTTP or HTTPS. And I am going to add HTTPS. So once I created these four, this is essentially for my cloud, for I would say, give me 1 second that I can get to this one. Okay, and I would hit the button create, and in the meantime it should create that rule security group for me. Now I'm gonna I create a security group, I create a key pair. Now I will be launching and going to my EC2 dashboard, and I'm going to launch an instance. So let's launch the instance. Now what's going to do, I'm going to a dashboard, and I am going to I can launch anything I want. I'm just going to use an Amazon Linux AMI meaning Amazon Machine Image. I will use an M3 medium, for example, because T2 is for private or VPC, virtual private cloud. So I'm just going to use an M3 medium. I am going to go to the just to make sure that I configure. If I go to configure instance, it's pretty straightforward. I'm not going to add any additional storage. I'm not going to tag the instance. I am going to configure the security group. Instead of create new group, which is by default, I'm going to select an existing security group, which is NCTA-NJIT 001 that I built, just so you know. So that has SSH, HTTP, HTTPS, and RDP. Okay, fantastic. And then I will be reviewing everything. So all of them looks fantastic as I wanted, and I'm going to hit the button launch. Now it is asking me to choose a key pair, and I have built one already, as you guys remember, and I'll launch the instance. So at this moment my instance is getting launched. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go and start viewing the instance. It says view instance on the corner, and I will be checking the instance. Okay, so while this is launching and this is coming up, it's pending at this moment. I have downloaded NCTA NJIT PEM. I'm going to use Putty to connect. So I'm just going to go to Putty Gen, and I will load that the file that I have downloaded. You have to remember one thing, it's only going to come up with PPK files. I'm going to go to all files, and that's going to give me NCTA NJIT 2015 PEM. And you notice that it actually just launched a key here. I will save this. This is my private key, as you remember. I'll save the private key. If you in production life, you're gonna put a passphrase. For us, we will not. And I'm just gonna save it in my desktop, and NCTA NJIT 2015, and I'm gonna call it Putty so I know. And it is gonna save as an extension of PPK. You don't have to put the extension. So I am done with Putty Gen. Now I go back to Amazon and I get to see this is running. Fantastic. What I need to know is this public DNS address. Oops, the public DNS address or the IP address, which is the next one. Now what I'm going to do at this moment, I will go to Putty config, and because it's standard Putty, and I have to do one thing is ec2-user at, and I have to paste this one. What I need to do an authentication, and I just have to browse the Putty key, and give me 1 second, and I'm logging it in right now. And if you see, it should be logging in. It says, I say yes, boom, I just logged in. And if you guys notice this in front of what I have right now, it didn't ask me for username, it didn't ask me for password, because everything was there. So right now I have logged into AWS for my image. That is, I launched at AWS. I logged in from Putty, from my laptop, used the private public key which was generated using Amazon AWS key pair generation tool. Okay, thanks everybody, and hope this was helpful, and I'm sure you're going to be testing it out and you should be good at this. Thank you and have a great day.